here? What's the status, everyone? Back to you guys with another video here. Trying to get the ball rolling with another review. This one is a really interesting one. And yeah, this is the Marvel Legends, what is this? The Gamerverse Spider-Man 2 Venom. So this is like a specific Venom. Now, forgive me because I did not play the Spider-Man 2 video game. I don't have a PS5. Unfortunately, I'm not able to play it at the moment. But, you know, when I saw that just some of the things that they ended up doing for this particular figure, for whatever reason, and the price of this thing, I was like, yeah, this is a no-brainer, because this will be used for so many different things. It's not only just going to be a video game Venom, it's going to be whatever you want to make it to be. And the size really kind of goes, it really kind of plays into that. So let's dig in. Number one, the aesthetic of it is not really too much. I mean, it's Venom. He's mostly black plastic. And then he, of course, has the white, you know, deco for his, I'm not going to say his spider logo, but his Clintar mark, I guess is what you want to call it, the dragon. But yeah, the application of that is relatively nice. Like, it's relatively clean. I have a couple, like, I'll show you guys, I have a couple blemishes and a couple marks there, but nothing too crazy. I don't really care about that. I mean, it's to be expected. It's white, and then plus there's, you know, articulation there that's gonna kind of rub into that. So I don't really care too much about that. But I'm not too familiar with his appearance in the game, from what I understand, because I don't think there's a whole lot of shading or anything like that, or a whole lot of color differentiation in this particular design. So, you know, it's good. You know, it's not bad. The face is really, really clean. I'll get into more detail on that, but you know, it's a clean figure. It is what it is, right? The size of this thing is absolutely huge. I mean, I'll have him stand straight up. I have him crouched like this just because he doesn't fit in frame. But it's yeah, it's a big boy. Bigger than my Hulk, or bigger than the Hulks. He's way bigger than any of the Hulks that I've had. Yeah, he's huge. But yeah, as far as the paint, you know, for what little there is, it's pretty clean. No complaints there. Head sculpt is nice and clean. But let's get into the articulation there, since there's nothing really, it's like there's not a whole lot to it, but at the same time, there's some interesting things. And I think, as I was mentioning, I think in the ROM review, Hasbro's starting to kind of pivot towards us getting, you know, more effort. I think this is still it's, you know, while this is a very bare bones figure on its face, I think when you look at some of the things that they're doing, and especially on this one, there's like a big paradigm shift going on right now. So I think this is very interesting. So as far as articulation, you know, you have the ball joint on the neck. You know, while I do like double ball pegs, this one, it does get, you know, more range. It's just as tough to do on buff figures because the neck is really sort of embedded into the, you know, the traps and everything. So it's kind of hard to get motion there. I've seen it done. Like, I think let me grab this figure here. I'll just do as a comparison, because you can do, you know, necks on bigger figures well. This is, so like the ball joint on this is I think this is a single, no, it's a double ball. But the ball, like the bigger one, is seated, you know, it's seated higher in the neck shaft, basically, if you want to call it. So you know, while there's not too much range, like you still get, you know, a decent range. You still can kind of, you know, look to the side and everything, get a little bit of like you know, you can get some tilt there. So on that, I'll just set this here. So on this guy, while there is range on the actual peg itself, it's seated very, very far, you know, deep into the neck there. So the head doesn't really have too much, you know, it can't really move too much. It does get a good amount of range though. Let's see if I can get him in the frame here. I don't know, so he can, let's do like So he can turn, you know, he gets a good amount of range. It's a good tilt. Up and down is not, like the down is, you know, it is what it is. The up, he's not really gonna be looking up. So, so that's that. They put butterflies on this guy. So they move, not too much range, but you know, you can kind of fake it. Like if you want to throw the arms back, you know, push them forward. You know, you can use the hinges to your, you know, to your liking. But I'll say it's not like, especially forward, you're not really getting the benefit of butterflies. But you know, I appreciate the effort. And I think that if they would just put a little bit more effort into actually what they're doing, they could actually get the, you know, butterflies to work. But we're a step in the right direction. You know, same thing on the arms, bicep swivel, double arms. The double arm is actually really, like, look at that, that's really tight. Super, super tight. Joint doesn't look the best. It doesn't look the cleanest, but it's very, very functional. And then your, you know, standard Marvel Legends wrist hinge on the hands there. The dreaded ball and hinge joint for the torso. I never will understand why they keep doing this. Especially like, you know, like the forward crunch. Okay. Back is like, their back crunches are always going to be way better than forward crunch for whatever reason, but they just, I don't know. Again, the side to side swivel, it's non-existent. So, but I applaud them for the upper torso being a ball at least. Hips are standard ball joint hips. Does he hit no, he definitely does not hit a split. Not in any shape or form. And this looks kind of weird, especially when he's like, this is, I don't know, the sculpt, maybe they could have brought the hips a little bit closer in, because that just looks very, it doesn't look organic, you know, it just looks very boxy in the lower torso there. But nothing I mind too much. Thigh swivel as usual. Double jointed knee, he kicks all the way back. He has big calf, so it's not gonna, well, I mean, you can butt kick, but that's, you see how I'm stressing out the shin peg there, which leads us into beautiful shin swivel. I think on Marvel Legends figures, this would have bummed me out. Like if they didn't do this would have bummed me out. Just not having that extra, you know, articulation. Because while you don't really get, like your shin doesn't, you know, turn like this, obviously, but if you're not going to do a ball hinge at the foot or at the ankle, then you need a shin cut. Just so that, because your foot does turn like this, you know, your foot can turn in and out, but you know, the shin cut is basically acting as a ball swivel there. And then of course you have toe joints here. Let me see if I can get this in focus. I've probably been out of focus this whole time. But yeah, you have toe joints there. They're not the tightest. I wish they were a little bit more tight, because I did have some trouble standing them up. But yeah, no, you know, the articulation is nice. It's more than they had to do, you know, for the current climate of Marvel Legends. Like they could have very easily just, you know, slapped some very simple joints on this guy and then just called it a day and charged us $70. They could have very well done that. But I like the fact that if he will stand, I like the fact that, you know, the price is also very low compared to what we're actually getting for this thing. This thing is right around the same price as the new Maximum Hulk. So it's a little weird because I know this is going to be bigger, because I've had I mean, it's right around the same size, but I think this one's a lot taller, because I've had you know, the other Hulks that Marvel Legends has come out with, and they're a little bit shorter than this. Like they're about the same height as him, kind of crouched down. So do with that as you will. As far as accessories are very interesting. So, oh my God, he's gonna fall over. He's definitely gonna fall over. Just stand, please. Just stand off to the side. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, the toe joints, They're just a little bit too loose, but not the worst. So number one, he comes with, you know, for accessories, he does come with his yelling slash biting slash whatever you want, just aggressive head. And then really nice touches, they put this slime effect. So you can, you know, you can opt out. So if you don't want it in there, you can have it in there, but you can just slide this on. It's super easy. Takes 2 seconds and boom, you have like this slimy, saliva-filled mouth, which is, I think that is a beautiful touch. Really, really good effort by Hasbro. I love that. It's super good, because this is the only head I really keep on him now. So that's really nice. Well done. Aside from the clawing hands he has there, he does have 2 fists, of course. That's a must. And then the really cool effect is he also has this symbiote tentacle effect here for his, I think this is his left arm or right arm. I think they're interchangeable, I'm not sure. Is that a ball joint in there? What is that? Oh, it doesn't move. It's just a peg. I thought this was a ball swivel like they do on Mafex and everything. I was gonna say that's crazy. So yeah, but yeah, this is cool. I'll put him on him right now. And I'm pretty sure it can go on either hand. And yeah, it just goes on like so, easy to pop on. So if you want to grab, you know, Spider-Man, everything, it's just the, okay, and this is an issue that I'm having with this particular one. As you can see here, but okay, it doesn't want to do it now, but if I touch this, this joint is a little bit loose. Butterfly is just a little bit too loose for my liking. Really, I found that most of my joints on this one, hopefully this is just my copy, but I just find that the joints are not particularly the tightest fit. Like maybe it has something to do with the tolerances, I'm not sure, but yeah, but that looks cool though. Like the detail, the texture on that looks really, really nice. So I like that. Really, really nice touch. So that's all his accessories. I don't really think we needed anything. Like we could have had tendrils coming off of his back, but again, I'm not too familiar with what he does in the game, so I'm not necessarily sure. But let me take this off here. Let's just do a quick size comparison, because this is probably the biggest thing people want to see. And I mean, I'm sure people have seen it on Instagram, but he's absolutely tall. Like I'm gonna stand him completely straight up, and I'm gonna see if I can get him into frame here. Shit. Okay. No hunching over, like, and I'll show you exactly how, like, he is, like, this thing is probably, this is almost like, what is it? This is almost Hot Toys scale. Like, this thing is massive. I can't get him. Okay, so something about the way that, let me see. Let me just do this. I'm trying to just get him straight all the way. This should be good enough. We're gonna have to readjust the camera here in a second. Okay, yeah, this is good enough. He's gonna lean forward, isn't he? He's gonna fall at some point. Yes, he is. Okay, hang on. All right, so size comparison time. So yeah, so we have the Symbiote Spider-Man from Secret Wars Maximum Series Spider-Man. Compared to this guy, this thing is absolutely monstrous. And I kind of like that. I'm not a person that's like super overly concerned with, you know, continuity as far as like height levels of characters. Some of them, you know, it's like a big deal, but like characters like Venom, where he's been different sizes throughout the comics, is like, it doesn't really, some people it's going to be a big gripe. For me, it's not a big problem. So this is definitely why I wanted to show you this, just to show you what it would look like, so that way you know what you're getting into. But yeah, I like that. That looks crazy. And then, of course, the first thing that came to mind when I bought this Venom is I definitely wanted to pair him up with like some army, like tactical, like just take some photos of scenes with him just beating up a bunch of army guys. So I do have the Gamerverse. This is the Night Ops Special Ops Trooper. I cannot remember what the name of these specifically are. Really, really good army builders as well. And then of course you do have the Marvel Legends Punisher from the, what is it, the War Journal pack. Again, just some differentiation, all black. I just imagine this scene of him just beating up like 50 of these. Like that would be crazy. So, all right. And then of course we have him next to Null, the symbiote god, his father, grandfather, just the guy who created him. That is such an interesting pairing to see. He's probably like, look at how big you've grown, my son, or some shit like that. That's probably what he would say. And then of course we have the Astrobots. This is a new one for my collection. The Astrobots, I believe his name is Atlas from that line. Absolutely love that. I cannot wait. I have a bunch of these I can't wait to do a review of, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, this is by far, I think, the biggest figure, I'd say humanoid figure, because I do have Hammond collection and those dinosaurs are like absolutely big, monstrous. They'll never fit in this frame, but humanoid figure wise, this is, yeah, he's towering over pretty much everybody that I have. So yeah, that looks crazy. So yeah, so all in all, this is the, I mean, I did want to get this pose before he ends up falling over, so I do want to do this quick. Yeah, I think this Venom is really special. I will rate this a I'll say I'll give him a B+. Yeah, I'll give him a B+. The only thing that would really keep, you know, hold it back from being a AAA 10 out of 10 figure is just if there was more paint. Again, I'm not sure how he 100% looks if there's like blue, like if we had blue shading on this thing, oh my god, like the monster Venom, like the first one, oh man, that would be insane. But it's, you know, the articulation is nice. There's a couple things, like I said, that can kind of push it over the edge and make it perfect. But as it stands, I mean, if you just want a big hulking Venom to just fight a bunch of stuff and just to look menacing in your shelf and look absolutely ridiculous, this is the one. And especially for the price that you can get them for, like this thing is, it costs the same as this. Keep that in mind, folks. So, you know, I think this is a steal. It's a bargain, and especially because you're probably going to end up seeing it on sale a couple of times because they probably made a lot of these. I'm very interested to get that Kingpin too. I don't really want anything from the Gamerverse wave that they released because it's all a bunch of reuse, inferior products, so I don't really want any of that. But this was interesting, and then that Kingpin I do need because I need a definitive one for my collection. So, but if you're a Venom fan, this is like you just have to get it. If you just want something cool, again, that's my whole philosophy now. So buy that if you want something that looks cool. And yeah, I think this is an awesome effort by Hasbro, and I hope to see more. I think, like I said, I think there's a paradigm shift. We're starting to get a lot better figures. So, you know, I hope Hasbro just keeps them rolling, keeps the punches going, and yeah. So yeah, 8 out of 10 figure for me. If you guys like the video, I appreciate you watching. Like it up, subscribe. Give me some suggestions on what you guys want me to review too. I'm always looking for like things that are kind of flying under the radar. So just let me know if you guys know on anything that you want me to look at. I will gladly do it. And again, yeah, thanks for watching, and Fix Status out.